on Wednesday from the Nita Martini Radio Studio at Ball High School in Galveston, Texas. I am Mike Dudas along with Coach Phillips. Hello, Coach Phillips.
Hello.
How are you doing this morning?
Doing well.
On this, this is, as I just said, on Wednesday, so if you're listening to it recorded later, looks like out the window it's going to be a rainy day, correct?
That's what we get. And I keep hearing that 90% chance, but you know, those weathermen, some days it's 90% and then it's, 80 degrees outside, so you never know around here in Texas.
All right, who did you bring with you today?
Today I brought Leslie Castillo and Grace Smith, freshman and sophomore.
Okay, while I take care of some technical stuff on the side, I'll let you carry the conversation and talk to your players, introduce them, they can talk what positions they play, etc.
All right, we'll start off with our sophomore, Leslie Castillo. She's a sophomore. She plays multiple positions. Yeah, right field. What else do you do and play?
I play outfield mostly, just because I like to run. Infield is too fast for me.
Yeah, running. That's what I did. That's why I liked it. More space to cover. And Grace Smith, she's our new incoming freshman this year. And Grace, what positions do you play?
Catcher, and I'm a utility, so I'll play anywhere you put me.
That's a good answer. Anywhere you put me. Right now, you're primarily playing catcher for us. Good deal.
Okay, what grade are you in?
I'm a sophomore.
Sophomore? All right, and what small learning community are you in?
I'm in biomed.
In biomed, okay. So what is your class that's, let's say, that you really have to try hard in, and probably your most difficult class?
My English class.
Your English class, all right. So, is it a pre-AP class or an AP class, or?
No, it's regular.
Regular, but you just have to.
Yeah.
A lot of reading and writing in, so you have to concentrate and stuff. Okay, what is your easiest class? You just breeze right through all the time.
Geometry.
Geometry, okay. So you like math?
Yeah.
Okay, and I know we just established you're a sophomore, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, what are your aspirations after high school? Have you thought beyond high school? Do you want to get in the medical field, or?
I want to be a forensic scientist. So.
Oh, okay. All right. So that sounds fascinating. What has steered you in that direction? Why do you want to do that?
I watch a lot of cop shows, and that's kind of like my favorite part, watching them do like what they do.
Okay. So, being able to analyze crime scenes and that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
All those CSI shows and everything.
Those are my favorite.
Yeah, and those are pretty cool. All right, so being a sophomore, which team do you play on?
Varsity.
Varsity, okay. And what position do you play?
Right field.
Right field, and have you always played right field?
No.
No? This is your first year playing right field?
Yes.
Okay, how did you end up in that position?
Well, I've always wanted to play outfield, but they normally put me on shortstop because, I was fast. But
Yeah, shortstop is a tricky position, right?
Yeah.
All right, so now you're in right field. Do you like it out there?
Yeah, it's easy.
So what's different between playing shortstop and right field?
Right field, you have more time to react, and
A lot more space to cover.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so what is your best piece of advice for girls? Say they're in 8th grade now, they're going to come to ball and they want to be on the softball team. What piece of advice would you give them?
Be in shape.
Be in shape, okay, which means you just got to work out a lot and stay with it.
Yeah, just run a lot.
Run a lot, okay, and keep your stamina up and be strong or whatever.
What are you saying, Leslie? Do we run a lot or something, or you just out of shape and it seems like we run a lot?
And when you say run a lot, what does that mean? Talk about how much running you do in practice.
We just do our typical 2 laps and a pitchfork, but if we do something, like if we forget stuff or get in trouble, we have to do more.
Okay, yeah, I know. Now I know what a pitchfork is. Someone said that last week, and I said, "Tell us about that," and it made sense, the description of that. Okay, all right. So let's move on to the young lady next to me, and you are
Grace Smith,
okay. And what grade are you in?
freshman.
Freshman. Okay, and are you on the varsity team also?
Yes.
Okay, and what position do you play?
Primarily catcher.
Catcher. I can see why you're on varsity, huh? Yeah, those are. That's a tough position. That is one position you got to be awake the whole time, right?
Yeah.
You can't drift off and look into the stands or whatever. If you do, you may
Take one to the
maybe
face.
eating or maybe eating a softball or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So, have you always played catcher?
No, I just started catching last year.
Oh, really? Okay. So, how did you happen in that position? Did someone convince you to play that, or you always wanted to play that, or?
Janae, the pitcher for varsity, she would take me to her pitching lessons, and over like time, I just started liking it, so I just went with it. And then during the fall, I tried out for a select team for catcher, and I just stuck with it.
All right. Do you see catcher kind of the leader of the field?
Yeah, I find it like, I think of it as like the quarterback of the team. Like, you have to know everyone's plays, and you have to call the play. So
We're working on that.
yeah.
So, do you have to give signs and that type of thing too, like back to the pitcher, or?
Coach Phillips usually calls out numbers, and we have like wristbands,
Okay.
so everyone's pretty aware of like what pitch is going on.
So you know what to expect, right?
Yeah,
So that way, if they call for the ball outside, you're set up that way and
yeah.
not set up inside. And
Defense
Yeah.
should be ready for that as
Yeah.
well. As long as our pitcher is throwing it where it's
Mhm.
supposed to be, then everybody should know where side of the field the ball should go to, or that's where the expectation is. So we're all ready for it.
all right. And what small learning community are you in?
Biomed.
Biomed also. And so you're a freshman. So what type of classes are you taking this year?
All pre-AP, like everything.
Easy stuff, easy breezy. You know?
Yeah, I know exactly. It's all pre-AP stuff. So, so your basics, your English, right?
Yes,
English
sir.
1 pre-AP.
Yes.
What type of math are you taking?
Geometry.
Geometry, and that's pre-AP.
Yes.
Okay, and then what type of science are you taking?
Biology.
Biology. Okay, so you didn't have that in middle school, did you?
No.
Okay, so that's pre-AP also.
Yes.
And U.S. history pre-AP.
Yes.
Okay, who's your teacher?
Miss Harris.
Okay, all right. So, and what are your electives?
Spanish 1 and R1.
Okay, so you have a busy day.
Yeah.
And then PE, I get the athletics, huh?
Yeah, softball.
So you stay really busy.
Yeah.
All right. So, what is your biggest piece of advice? You're a freshman, so when you were in 8th grade, were you dreaming of coming to play softball at ball?
Yeah.
All right. So, what's your biggest piece of advice for girls that are listening right now and thinking about, dreaming about coming to ball and playing softball?
Just get to know who you're playing with before tryouts, so you can have some chemistry with them, so you can work better on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was in volleyball, and I didn't get switched till the softball class till like the beginning of the year. So just know who you're gonna be playing with, so you can.
Actually, it was a 2-run home run by Brittany Shaw.
Mm-hmm.
She got one pitch of the game, and she didn't see another one after that because it went over the fence, and they took the bat out of her hand after that. So that started it off, and that kept our girls going. Had a little bit of a lull towards the middle of the game because that intensity kind of died down
Right.
a little bit, and it got all of a sudden the humidity set in, and it got really hot out there. But by the end of the game, we ended up finishing up. They ended up with bases loaded, and we pulled out of it with a 7-4 win. So that was a good start to district.
Oh, great.
We started off last year with them at our place, and we lost to them. So we're hoping for a.
So you were out of town playing them, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And when is our first district game at home?
Goodness, you asked me that. It's in March, and it's against Santa Fe.
Okay, yeah. I know we're planning on being there, so.
The 27th of March.
I think it's the 6th.
This is the soup?
I'm gonna have to look at that. Let me get back to you on that. I will get you a correct.
March 27th, that's too long, probably.
Coach was giving me numbers over
Yeah,
here.
giving you signs, right?
I don't read your sign, Coach. What was that?
Exactly.
A delay steal? What?
Exactly.
I'm batting. Yay.
But yeah, so we plan to be out there for opening night. And I think we already established that there's a conflict with baseball's going to be somewhere else that day too. So
Right.
the scheduling gods, unless it rains or something, will be nice to us then. It's just a lot of times it's not. All right, so what are the plans moving forward this week between this time now and next week? Do you have more tournaments you're
Yes,
playing?
we actually have a tournament coming up. Varsity is going to Sweeney, and our JV is supposed to be playing in Texas City.
Okay. So Sweeney, is that a multiple day trip or whatever?
It is. We actually go Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We're waiting on to see what weather does because it's going to be at Sweeney's Field and West Columbia, which are probably 15 minutes
Is
apart.
that do y'all stay overnight over there?
No, we
So you
don't.
go and come back every day? Oh my God. How does Coach stay keep her sanity with all?
Whoa.
Those
I
are long.
try.
Those are long days.
I just tell them to sit down and go to sleep, and I can drive the bus and be in
That's
peace.
probably a couple hours, at least a couple hour trip.
Yeah,
one way.
it's about an hour and a half or so, hour 45, depending on which route we take and traffic and what goes on. But
So go there and back, going back. Wow. Oh well, it's.
Hey, we gotta play. If
You
you're
gotta
gonna
play,
play,
right?
and that's the thing. Everybody's like, "Well, we can't. They won't let us travel to the island. If you guys can play here," and I'm like, "It's you plan for it, and then you got to make a decision early enough because you got teams traveling, and then you have umpires you got to take care of." So, and then we canceled it, and then it just kind of became a blah day for us because everybody wanted to play, and then with this weather, you never know what's gonna happen.
Then this time of year, home games, fog. You got to
Oh
deal with.
yes, the fog's been crazy lately.
I know, it's horrible. Yeah, some of us went to LaPorte High School for the basketball game on Friday,
Right. Mhm.
and so I drove one of the vans because they had cheerleaders, and we had brought Tuffy tour. The fog was brutal coming back, and I thought it was brutal at the baseball field Thursday. It was worse.
Really
yeah.
going there?
Yeah, because LaPorte had fog, and it was just got worse and worse as you got closer to.
It rolls
Galveston.
in. It rolls in pretty early here.
Yeah.
Just because I guess we're right there next to the water, and that hurts us on practice time where you're trying to do fielding because you sure don't want any of the kids to take one in the face.
Yeah, last week I think it was Thursday. Baseball had a scrimmage, so after school I looked out and it was sunny and clear.
Right.
I went, oh okay. Fog went away. Well, went down to the seawall and started heading west. You could see the white fog,
Absolutely.
So that end of the island, it was already fog moving in, and yeah, when you lose your shortstop, you can't see them anymore. It's time to call the game.
That's a
right?
big deal. We played a district game last year in the fog, and they were like, "Well, should we call it?" And our girls were so hyped, and they're like, "No, coach, we're ready to play now. We don't want to play tomorrow." And I was like, "No, well, let's just try to see what we can do." And I think our district rule states that if we get through 4.5 innings and whoever's ahead, then that normally will count as a game. So we would have stopped it if we did, but we ended up playing, and it was a big deal for our kids, so we won. And
Right.
so if they want to play, then I'm going to do my best to try to, as long as it doesn't harm anybody.
Yeah, we were saying, oh, they're going to hit a pop-up way up in the outfield, and they're going to be looking for that ball into next week.
Right. I mean, the
it's just
difference.
going to get lost up there somewhere.
The difference with the size of the ball for baseball,
Yeah.
and then their ball is white compared to our yellow ball. That's way different for us. So at least we can see the neon yellow coming at us versus a white ball.
Exactly. All right, as we wrap up, any parting comments? So you have a tournament between now and the next time we talk, right?
And we do play next week, Tuesday. We have a away game. We actually have Texas City. We go to Texas City for a district game. So,
Okay. So that's
that would
district
be-
game number 2, right?
Yes, sir.
So right now we're undefeated, right? District?
So far, so good.
Yeah. Just keep it up. So
One more little thing I'll tell you about that did
go
happen
ahead.
last Friday. The KHOU CBS 11, they came out and did a Chevy sponsors it's called the Chevy Spotlight, and it's with Inside High School Sports. They came out and did an interview with myself and 4 of our kids and videoed our practice, and we are to air on this Saturday the 24th at 8:30 a.m. on Channel 11.
Oh, cool.
So it was kind of a big deal for the girls, and they got
If
the video.
they
practice.
send you that clip or whatever, because I know sometimes they do, send it to me, then we'll make sure we blast it out everywhere
Sure,
too.
absolutely.
I'll put it on our TV, cable system here and everything too. So that'll be good. Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you. We're getting lots of more attention this year, and so I hope we can stand up to the hype that and the
Exactly.
and the girls can stay with it. I mean, I fully believe in them. As long as they fight and make it work, then I think we should be okay.
All right, Coach, thank you, and thank you for bringing these nice young ladies. Continued good luck, and hopefully the weather will hold off and keep that stamina going, because I know it's going to be a lot of back and forth.
Yes.
Early and late or whatever, but you all can do it, and great program and great job, and thank you, and we'll talk to everyone again next week.
All right. Thank you.
So put the date.
The 21st.